Alright, hey guys, what's up, what's up? So just quickly, I'm just gonna say, I didn't post a video yesterday because we had the party last night, so that kind of took up my mind, but so what I'm gonna do to make up for it, I'm gonna post two videos right now, and it's gonna be the next two chapters, chapter 9 and 10. And luckily for me, this is just, these two chapters are monologues, so essentially I don't have to do like cutting like I did with the last video where I did two characters, and they were talking, because it was a conversational type of chapter. These two chapters are just, a lot of just monologue. And yeah, and hopefully, we'll be able to get this done pretty quickly. Well, I mean, not that quickly by me, like, I'll be able to get this done in a short amount of time, or as fast as I can. But other than that, I hope you guys have been doing good, all my friends and family. I hope you guys have been doing an excellent weekend. So to make a quick summary, we've had the Destructo meet Yanma, who was 3 code 3327, and they, now go on the same ship and are going straight to Earth. Seemingly they've joined forces, and we still have Ro, we still have John still in the midst, but we're not gonna talk about any of them today. For today's the next two chapters, we'll actually now focus on our new main character, and I'm going to reveal his name is I'm gonna read it. Well, his name is the chapter that has his name, but I'm gonna read out the chapter setting. That way you guys will see who he is. So without further ado, let's read chapter 9. So let's see what happens here. Dark, dark, dark symbolizes darkness. I am what you call the final boss of the universe. I am feared, disgraceful, eternally evil. I am the prince of darkness. I am the yang to the yin. I am what antimatter is to all living things. I feed off hatred and sorrow. This is how I live my life. You can call me Sycamore. Sycamore, the name of all evil. Feels great to have a name such as menacing and dark as this one. It is with great pleasure and I present this to you. The moment we've all been here for, the explanation of my origins, nothing is lost here. Oh dear no, why the thought of humans crying in their own tears brings a melodic tune to my ears. Why even a person bent on a psychological breakdown brings me upbeat for a while. Nothing is lost in this sequence, nothing is lost here, and I mean nothing. The story of how I came to be can't be answered in one response to a question. It would involve the vast number of ideas and memory complexes that would round together and discuss what ways to express my true feelings towards everything. I hate it, I just hate it. The way everything is. Hatred to the core. Telling the story brings tears of joy to my hateful heart. Always me what a paradox this creates. Why I'll merely tell a tale of proportions you wouldn't be able to handle beyond your simple mind. Everything I'm about to vomit from my mouth is nothing but pure sacred truth and realism enshrined in cold blood. I don't feel ashamed for what I'm about to say. It is the truth, and therefore I have a right to express said truth to the masses of pathetic fools. They know nothing better. It's not their fault. Don't blame them. They're just too stupid to realize their own incapabilities. Just a tad harsh there. That's typical of myself. Let's see. Now what am I supposed to do? Oh, that's right. Tell a tale. Where should I begin to gather up my thoughts? My life predates back to times of old, when extravagant giants roamed the planets and the stars and planets only began to form. I was there to witness it all. It was a breathtaking experience, I might add. I was born to be evil. I became a dark matter cloud and have always been a dark matter cloud of evil, with acquired power to eliminate and rid of any fool who stands in my way of not only my dark properties, but the antimatter ability I earned from years and years of hard and tedious labor. I have to tell you, making whole galaxies disappear takes me a long time and is not always easy, I might add. I mean, taking out a life form is fun and rather enjoyable, but it only was much easier to do because I gotta say, doing this with a massive cloud as I am takes me a while. Now if I had tentacles and doom, oh boy would that make my life that much simpler. Let me tell you that. Anywho, this is what my life has been for the past whatever millions of years has been. I've lost count. Doesn't matter now, only a fool would record time in a space-time continuum. Fools like humans from planet Earth, but not getting there yet. I still have more to tell. Traveling is a task, a measly task, a very boring task indeed. Try being Mr. Show-Off for a day or two, and while taking out life on these planets, it is fun for a few weeks, then maybe the month, but that's just extending a tad bit. In reality, after a couple of years, you start to go insane, crazy, and you begin to break down from knowing that for the rest of eternity you will be stuck with this job. Now, do you see why this is an evil-oriented and possessive? The job of destroying planets has gone rather dull. I always tried to make a game out of it, just to please my everlasting periods of extreme and utter boredom. There's nothing wrong with that, right? I mean, even I need to have my daily dosage of fun once in a while. Nothing satisfies me more than knowing I was able to end some planet's life just because I felt like it, just because I love doing it, just because I can. And that is the key word, just because I can. Remember that. I am the embodiment of evil. Pretty much summarizes yours truly. I truly love to commit acts that are seen as negative and derogatory, and enjoy seeing the looks on their faces when I come in and create havoc. Like this one time, I came around with this puny little planet and I realized I was such a huge mess I was able to completely engulf the entire hemisphere within my grasp. Ha! You should have seen the people running from their lives. It was just perfect. The screams of agony, the plea of mercy, and the hope of forgiveness they thought I would give me. I simply laughed. I looked down and said, in the thunderous of voices, prepare, mortal fools, for an apocalypse you will never forget. See what I did there? I put an inside joke because technically they won't be around once I destroy them. Just had my little laugh from my destruction tale. Phew. Anyway, moving on. So I decided to give them a riddle because hey, I may even have a heart after all, right? I asked them, between 1 and 10,000, give me the exact number that I'm thinking of, and if you guess right, I will spare your planet. If not, prepare for the end. I was only going to let one person from the entire civilization stand up to my almighty power and tell me what number I had in mind. And at first I was thinking there would be no way that they would accurately pinpoint the exact number I had. It was just impossible. Then the shocking happened. What number am I thinking of? Choose wisely, for this is the only chance you get. Dark matter. I will go with 749. I was baffled, shocked, amazed. He knew it. He really knew it. He had nailed it on the spot. So what did I do to make sure I would come out on top? Just you wait and see. And let's stop here for now. So what's happened so far? So now we introduced our newest villain. His name is Sycamore. And from what he tells us, he's not a living thing. He's like a dark matter. Like a dark matter that has taken in form of a creature, but he's just pure matter, antimatter, I guess you could say. And so then he goes and tells the story about how he just destroys things, destroys life, destroys planets, destroys galaxies, just for the heck, just because he can. That's his motto, just because he can. Then he goes on to tell the story about how he gave this planet a chance to spare them by if they were to guess the number he had chosen, or he called it his riddle. And from what he was saying as of right now, this person had it right. That person that was chosen to say the number got it right. I mean, of course he didn't say it, but his mind, he was like, shoot, that was my number. What do I do? Well, let's see what he does. And we are back. Now, where was I? Oh yes, now I remember. The person who bravely dared to speak against my power had gotten the number right, the little cheater. But what I did remember was that there would be no way whatsoever that they would know the answer they gave me was right. I began thinking, I could just change my answer within the blink of an eye, and they would never know. From there on, I knew the seeds of evil had been planted upon me, and there was no way of escape from this torturous state. So do you know what I said to the man that had my original answer right, but I decided to change some things? Well, person, I will have to say that you are wrong. The answer was in fact 835. Because you failed on this assignment, your entire planet will now be destroyed for my amusement. Make your last words because you guys are finished. I done did it then. Once they said their pathetic little prayers of hope in the afterlife and all, I began my extermination to eliminate everything in sight. So much evil involved under one setting. Do you realize how great and fantastic I felt with this new urge? I felt accomplished that I had done something so self-gratifying that it was a matter of time before I decided to do it again, and again, and again, and again. I got carried away at this point. Well, not so much carried away, but a little too killing happy for maybe even my own sake. But hey, this is dark matter talking right back at you. Something's gotta give. Whether it's a planet for me or me, you take your choice. And this went on for eons and eons beyond time. I've been destroying planets for the joyous wonder of suffering and defeat for more than anyone in the universe can remember. Heck, I even boldly stated that I've been around since the beginning, which in this case means the start of the universe. I won't go into detail because that is not my prodigy, but what I can say is that the experience of starting back in old times and extending to present time shows you how much my might, power, and strength have prevailed over everything else. Then think about this for a second. This may not be important at all, but I really just wanted to throw this out. Imagine you in my spot having all the powers to do harm and sinfulness upon an unsuspecting universe. Do not stand there and tell me that you would not do what nature served you to do, being a dark matter entity and all, and carry your duty and suck the life right out of everything in sight and know that you just can't be stopped. You know what I mean? Can't be stopped. You know why? You are too powerful. That's why. Hence why committing evil at other people's expense, knowing that nothing in this universe is strong enough to overpower you, is oh so enjoyable in retrospect. Even having the power of antimatter to carry your duty even further has to feel very good to know that you are a huge advantage with life that has been given to you for a reason. Abuse it. Yes, I said it. Just like how I handle my situation in duty, you should abuse it to your heart's content, and you will notice how confident you will be with your new power. But be warned. Be very, very warned. With great power comes great responsibility, and that is a no laughing matter. What I mean is, well, I guess I'll break the news to you now that I've gone to you too comfy and seems portraying yourself as me. You have to be careful. Why do I ask this? Because, like the wise say, there's always someone with greater power than yourself. I know what this entity is and what it can do to eliminate me. I can pretty much become non-existent if this issue ever came up in conversation. It's the only thing, and I mean the only thing that can stand in the way between me and a colonized universe under my name. You want to know what it is? Well, you can't. It's not that I have anything against you. It's just a confidentiality of classified matters that belong to this, so you must understand when this issue comes up. That's all. You have to understand the information I gave to you could ultimately jeopardize my way of living. And in the way I handle things, I will not disclose such information. I'll admit, it's not that easy being me sometimes. How do I know? Imagine having enemies at every corner you turn, and knowing no matter how strong you are and how much you think nothing can stop you, there are just some things that can ultimately roll their way and even influence how I will survive. And I really do not want that to happen for my own sake, because then I will not be able to enjoy life's duty and carry on my most distasteful and loving job of death and murder. Nothing can change my mind about the job. However, the costs that come with being deadly dark matter. It's just a duty that has come from within that tells me to do these things. I do it for joy and laughter. Yes, that is correct. But the aspect of serving my ego a favor does indeed justify my need for such terror. There's no stopping it, not now. I'm on my own in this world, and I tend to keep it that way as much as I can. I am my own self-army. My own self-army. I do not and will never cooperate with others as long as I'm existent. Nothing will stand in my way, and I intend to keep it that way. So at this point, Sycamore just, I guess, so it's now with his new character, his name is Sycamore. So he goes on this monologue about how there's some consequences to being an all-powerful antimatter being. To destroy the earth or destroy anything, life as we know it. And yeah, and then he says a story how he cheated the guy that actually gets the number right, and he just said, oh no, you got the number wrong, so he destroyed the planet. So he's evil, Now, his evilness will play a big role later on in this novel, but for now, let's just say he's just an evil person. He's just really bad, a really bad person. Then he says something interesting where he says that there is one thing that can stop him, and that he just won't say it, because he feels that anyone that finds out how to destroy him will destroy him, or will find a way to contact that thing and destroy Sycamore. So in his perspective, you understand where he's coming from. So with that being said, let's move on to the next section, which is called Sycamore from Within Out. And this will be the last section of this chapter. So let's see what happens. For time comes great change. I, for one, don't believe in such nonsense. Change is for the weak-minded. I keep doing what I do best, and that is to destroy. I am not going to change for 1 minute that this will become something different, because it won't be. I love how I do my work, and if that is how it is going to work, then the better off I will be. I have nothing to be ashamed of. Why change something that's not broken, am I right? That's how I roll. If I've been destroying planets with no consequence at all, then why become a changed person if it has not been enlightened for me not to do so? You tell me. I can't tell you how many countless times someone has come up to me and said that I will one day suffer the consequences for my actions. Well, it's been eons, and nothing has happened to me. Well, this might seem like a cop-out of sorts, but then I get this response that just leaves me baffled to the core. Once you cease to exist, you will be judged and then properly punished, and that is a fact. You'll see, you worthless scum. I don't know sometimes whether to take this in and accept what these possibilities may present before me, or should I discard it like it never happened and not really care about it at all. I guess it's a matter of both sides having a say in my thoughts. Cliche perhaps, but it still serves a purpose somewhere in my dark and mysterious heart, if I had one. No sympathy for anyone equals success and happiness for me. Do I like it this way? It's just the way I am. I can't help it at all. It was how I was born to perceive the world as. What I do is right in my view, and no one else can change my philosophy. No one. Aside from all that, I have plans in the making. I've been thinking about this ever since it dawned upon me. Pretty much it's a plan of epic proportions, I might add. Nothing can and will ever top this next mission I have planned for so long and worked so hard on. It could be my most evil plan ever. And not just ever, but I mean ever. And as in this is it, like this will ultimately determine my place among the dark matter pantheon of the gods. I will be tested and show how my skills will affect the outcome of my most ingenious plan. This will not fail, and I will not allow it so. I'm not dark matter just for nothing. My solid state will do all the destroying for me on this one because I would want a challenge. Yes, this would in fact return me to a mortal something that I never ever do under usually any circumstance, because then my life is in jeopardy. People thankfully don't know this, nor they should. After all, what they don't know won't hurt them, am I right? Well, I guess it's time. Time for a revelation in the making. This plan will not fail, and it will succeed to the fullest extent. There is no other option. This will be done accordingly and without mishap. I might need some allies, knowing that Earth is a pretty big planet with many diverse living creatures, and if I'm mortal, I have vulnerability. And despite these setbacks, everyone will go as planned, and all in all will succeed at all costs. This will be the plan. Time to set it in motion. Operation Annihilation of Earth is now in effect. This plan will not backfire at all. Guaranteed. And that's the end of chapter 9. The end of chapter 9. So, ultimately, Sycamore decides that he is going to destroy the Earth. And he calls it Operation Annihilation of Earth. So now we have quite possibly our villain, or possibly our main villain in this novel, or a villain, depending on how you look at it. So for now we have a villain, who his goal is explicitly stated that he will come to destroy the Earth, whereas John comes to promote world peace. Ro wants to colonize it, maybe not destroy it, but just colonize it. Kotitusan wants to send a message. Now joins Destructo along the way, but this character Sycamore, he just plans to destroy the Earth. Now, if he's going to Earth to destroy it, what will happen to the other characters? So, let's have a rundown. We have Myanmar going to Earth. We have Ro going to Earth. We have John going to Earth. We have Destructo going to Earth. And now we have a fifth character, Sycamore, who's going to Earth as well. So now we have 5 characters that are going to Earth for way different reasons, but this character Sycamore is going to literally destroy the planet Earth into smithereens. Wow, what a way to end this chapter. But I won't stop there for today with where I usually would have. Since I didn't put a video last night, which would have been this chapter, for today's video, not officially today's video, I'm going to read chapter 10, which is simply called Sycamore's Revelation, A Change of Space-Time Continuum. And again, this is another monologue, which means I don't have to do any cutscenes with different characters. This is another monologue where there's no conversation between characters. So this one should go not too bad. Not too bad. So, with this being said, let's go to chapter 10, Sycamore's Revelation, A Change of Space-Time Continuum. Let's see what happens here. Alright. There, I said it. I am definitely ready for what will definitely be one of the most incredible sequences of events this entire universe has seen. I will enjoy every second of it, no doubt. I am prepared to fight it all through, even if it means the end of my life. Now you might say that I can just transform back into an immortal state of dark matter and call it quits, right? It won't be easy at best. I want to have a challenge. All these years I've had it way too easy. Killing off planet after planet after planet after planet got rather dull and bored, because not only was I too powerful, but really I never gave most of them a chance to fight and resist my incoming strength. The truth of the matter is, I'm just way too strong, and I can't help it. Most people that would be in my position would call it ridiculous and crazy, and some might even reference me to being a complete idiot to do what I'm going to do. But I feel like that the only way I'll spark a fire in my soul to have fun killing instead of just boring ticks out of the race, yawn and move on to the rest. Wow, that sentence doesn't make sense. No sense at all. But anyway, moving on. Yes, I do. This is for fun, but even fun things get too tedious to the point where you just want something exotic, exciting, adrenaline-proof, something that will get you to wake up from your trance-like slumber and say, "Wow, I actually have to try that now." This type of motivation has been very lacking lately, and I don't want this to continue forever. So I made a pledge that for this one time, and maybe the only time I'll do so, I will fight the citizens of Earth with mortal powers. And what mortal powers I have, you ask? No difference at all, actually. It is all the same, except of course once I get physically hit, it will actually hurt me a lot. And why it will hurt me, even if I'm all powerful and everything? Well, there's one thing you have to understand here. I have never felt a sensation of pain, and that should be pretty obvious why, and if not, I'll be glad to explain. Actually, no, I'm not. That should be pretty much self-explanatory. If you don't know still what I mean by this statement, you might as well go back to living under a rock somewhere, because apparently you don't get any ancient jokes, do you? Well, off you go. I gotta go and administer this operation into effect and make sure all the components will work properly. If not, we will cross that bridge when we come to it. Now scrap. So now we have a Sycamore who is willing to go through with this and destroy the Earth. And then he does something interesting. He decides to transform into a sort of immortal version of himself. Whereas he was powerful and unstoppable, but also unable to die. Now he transforms himself into something mortal, into something where he can get hurt with pain and stuff. And his reason is weird. He said it because he wants a challenge. He feels he's not being challenged enough, and that he gets bored too easily, and that he wants people to challenge him to fight back, to see that maybe they can topple him or something. And there's people like that, people that believe that maybe they should give other people a chance because they get bored that they always win all the time. So you know what, let's give these people a chance and see what happens. Like I could tell you like right now, like off topic for a little bit, that I'm sure LeBron James, if he wanted to, he could score like 50 points every game. But he wants to share the ball, he wants to make his teammates better, and that's what makes him a great player, of being a team member, not being someone that just scores all the points, because if he wants to, he can. Nobody in the NBA can guard him at all one-on-one. He's a 6'8" machine. That's simply all I can say. That guy's a beast. Well, anyway, back to the story. So, Sycamore now is going to become mortal and try to take over the Earth like this, which is kind of weird from what he's doing, but you know, that's his plan, and I guess he's sticking to it. So, let's move on. Let's see, let me go over the plan in check mode. Plans for planet Earth planned out? Check. Know the coordinates to get to said planet? Check. Become a mortal being and have as much fun as I can to rekindle the old flame of my dead soul? Check. Acquiring allies to complete said mission? Not yet. Well then, this is what I'll be working on then. I want to have a sort of evil alliance. I can see it now. It would be epic. It would be me on top of the spectrum as the leader, the head honcho, the master of the skies, you name it. Anything that would equal that to a great evil-minded leader. Besides, I will have 2 supporting actors in my master plan, but I wouldn't want them to be the same type of person. I always love a little flavor, if you get my meaning. Anyway, I want them to be like separate people from one another. One would be someone that would do the merciless killing like myself, and the other would deceive and manipulate those that fall under his spell. Which then I come in and exterminate those brats with my powers. Oh, joyous wonder and delight. This plan just can't fail. I will not let it be. If this doesn't succeed, I will never forgive myself. It would be too much of a shame for me. Going to get those 2 henchmen I promised myself to get. Now, the question is, where will I find these 2 henchmen that will work side by side with me in my plan, and will agree to follow my every order and command, as long as we work together to achieve the same goal, that being in terrorizing the Earth for as much as we can until we decide to get rid of it because of my own boringness. Throwing it into a black hole would sound heavenly at first, but I feel it would be way too quick of a death for that civilization. How would a wormhole way of death? Nah, that would also be too quick. Wait a minute. I think I got it. Yes, this will work for sure. Instead of just making Earth disappear, how about we have some fun? What I mean by fun, in my sense, of course, would be along the lines of pulling the Earth using its own gravitational pull, then back and forth swinging towards the sun for extreme heat, and then back for a rude cold awakening. Ha! I even amaze myself sometimes. For this shall be my plan, my most evil plan. A certain evil plan. A creative genius has been born into the universe, and his name is Sycamore. Laughter, oh laughter. Let us leave the darkness and discuss the future for my eventual triumph over Earth's soil. And that's it. So this first section, he's gonna go ahead with the plan, and you can tell he's ready. He is ready to tackle this mission, and he feels he's gonna be able to take over the Earth with ease, and nothing is gonna stop him. Nothing is gonna stop him. But we'll see what happens later on. We will see what happens later on in the story. So, with that being said, he's become now, and well, I guess really quickly, now he's trying to make an alliance. So now we have a first of source of communication with Sycamore, whether as to who's going to be on his side. So basically, this now definitely makes sure that he's going to be the evil person. So Sycamore has just become our villain, main villain for the novel. So he has just met our villain, and he will have an alliance, which is why I say there'll still be a few more characters that we will introduce in the later chapters. And so this is why we will have two alliances: the good and the evil. So it's going to be very interesting. Very interesting. So with that, let's move on. I'm back and ready for action. I've decided that we'll have to plan this out accordingly. I originally had a plan that I thought would be ingenious even to myself, but after looking it over, analyzing it, and really playing the entire thing out in my head, I began to realize that this would be impossible. An impossible plan indeed. The mission itself would continue without fail, but the plan to originally conquer and destroy the Earth has been changed to something else. Now I had to think of the most creative and most accidental murder at best to make it seem as if Earth had succumbed to the natural force of the galaxy around them. It's hard and difficult to tell you the truth. I mean, I don't even know how I'm going to pull this off. It is a major obstacle, the exact challenge I've been waiting for. In a sense, I actually wanted this to happen so that way I can feed my most dull and boring inner soul, to sort of spice up the fire inside me, the passion, the pizzazz, and the greatness I know exists inside me. I just have to find the moment that will spark that light again. No more will I have to feel this way again. I want to feel alive again, even if it just is one more time. Melancholy kills. It really does affect the way you understand and view life. Almost as if you're only doing this because you want to wake up every morning knowing you have something to look forward to in life. This is my personal take on life. As long as you have a goal, regardless of the good and bad intentions of it, you will always have something to look forward to in life and not decide to end as I've seen cowards do. It is, in my best estimate, the most cowardly way to die I've ever seen. And remember that this is coming from someone that deals with killing, gore, and death every single time I attack a planet. It's not that I look at suicide as a burden to all living creatures per se, but they make it that so it's just boring. There, I said it. Suicide is the most boring way to die. And usually people that commit this act of cowards don't even try to be as entertaining as ones might believe. I mean, heck, if I was going to go that route, I would at least put on an entertainment show of sorts so that people will not only remember me, but will be told as a legend of sorts that they will eventually tell to their offspring, and now our friends will spread like wildfire. Pretty soon you will have generation after generation remembering your suicide and feel mixed emotions. With people glorifying said death in strange ways while others will call you idiot and retarded. But hey, once you are dead, you are free from criticism, and that is one benefit from ceasing to exist. Think about it and learn from it. Remember, if it isn't worth watching, then it's just another buffoon killing himself for the glory of being second rate to none. Boring with emphasis on boring. Yes, I tend to be very cruel and very evil of sorts, but it doesn't be a surprise to me at this point, am I right? This is the way I am, and no matter what you say about me, I will continue being the person I've been for all these eons. Nothing will change me, nothing, and I mean nothing. Moving on to the concept of mercy in the heavens. Mercy is such a forbidden word in my own dictionary of the mind. You know why? Because there isn't. No mercy is to be delivered unless truly, and I mean is truly deserved. Have I seen this trait from all plants have destroyed, you asked? No. And I don't expect the earth to do the same either. Naturally, my fellow readers, the mercy of earth will not be tolerated, and it will be just like all the other planets and not care about its own goddamn existence. It will be punished, brutally beaten, and pointed as a lesson to all others about messing with my ultimate power. This is going to be an interesting time once I arrive there. It will be interesting. I most guarantee it. Okay, so really quickly, He basically, this whole section is for him getting ready to tackle the earth head on, and then he goes on this little conversation where he talks about suicide and how he says it's like the most boring way to die. Now I'm sure at first you guys were like, well, what does it mean by it's boring? I mean, it's sad, but why is it boring? And then that's when you realize, oh, he means it's boring because it just means that he cannot do it himself. If he sees people killing themselves, it takes all the fun. That's why he calls it boring, which is basically what he was trying to say. I mean, he doesn't really mean that suicide is bad and that you should not do it. He says it's bad because it doesn't let him have the satisfaction of killing you. So if you do it yourself, it's like, oh shucks, I couldn't do it. That's all it is. It's stupid, I know. Okay, so mercy is in the eye of the beholder. Never have true words been spoken. I, for one, believe entirely in this philosophy. Such a great man who have followed this simply a powerful court has earned my most dear respect of them all. I don't think the concept of mercy should be enforced on all. If people chose to be merciful to others, then that is their ultimate loss. Mercy is for the weak and the coward. To be evil, you need to act evil. This is my case. If you show mercy, you are seen as an anti-version of what you have been held the reputation of. For my instance, I can't show mercy at any cost, for which it will ultimately disfigure my identity forever. I don't want to happen regardless of anything. This is simply the truth coming from my own mouth. If I could have had the chance to change, and even if I were given the opportunity to do so, I would most certainly not take it. In fact, I would refuse it on the spot and then just throw that promise to the floor and spit on it. I hate all these be nice to others and trust everyone nonsense. It's all a bunch of lies. People are always trying to get you, not to be their friend. Everyone is against everyone in this world. In reality, it's truth. It's a cold, hard facts. Why would I make something up that really puts truth in our world? My belief is that all living creatures are so selfish that they will refuse to help others when a real opportunity comes. As in, what I mean by a real opportunity would be that if in a hypothetical situation, let's say that your best friend has been captured by some random alien and put in a life or death situation, then you are brought in and are told that your best friend is being held at gunpoint and ready to die, but the catch is that his best friend doesn't know he is right there that can save him. You are then given an ultimatum. You can choose between two possibilities. One is being able to save your friend's life, but in the process you would have to live as a handicapped person. Now, whether it's being paraplegic or paralysis doesn't matter for the rest of your life. Now, if you choose to deceive your best friend, but he doesn't know that it will be you will give you the life you always dreamed of. And what do we mean by that? You will get the power to do anything you want in your life. You want a bigger house? You got it. You want all the land you can handle? That can be arranged as well. Do you want all your wishes and desires to be fallen upon you? Yes, and more yes to that. All your dreams will come true. With all this in mind, which option would you really choose? You might think it's difficult, but to be honest, I think all of us would go with the most obvious answer, and that being to choose the one with the money, all the money and power. That is a giveaway and something that everyone would choose. Don't you come to me and say that this would be a stupid and senseless decision, because that would be showing the greediness and selfish aspects of living creatures in this universe, including Earth. Bingo. Enough said. And those that are, I guess you can say, truly generous and kind creatures, I would doubt they would go with the first option as well, because they would be also be inhabited by the option of having everything they want. People who help others usually gain no sense of payment in the total value of said sacrifice to give to the whole community. They don't end up getting back on all that they get to the community, because others will usually take advantage of hospitality and not really care about giving it back. The mentality here is that as long as it's free, I'll take it. And don't put up any heart into researching and seeing exactly who donated their time and effort to make whatever it is they were trying to do possible. They say they don't expect anything back because they claim to do it for the goodness and kindness of human gentleness and peace, which is also a lie. That's right, a whole lie in the works. They also look for something in return. If they don't get it, I'm pretty sure they don't go home all happy about it. They begin to have feelings of regret and hatred for not having done enough to satisfy their own lives and instead improve other lives because they're so miserable. I hate to be over the top on this, but it is true, and that is what I plan to stick with. My ideology has been set in stone. People who are merciful and extremely generous and kind to all only do it because they are afraid of their own insecurities and they lack a gut in their conscience. That is all I'm going to say on this subject. Done and done. Let's move on, shall we? And so with that, wow, we just finished a big section here. So really quickly, Sycamore again just keeps talking about how people are not trustworthy and people are only nice because they expect something in return. So what Sycamore does, he goes on this tangent about how people, human nature will tell you that human beings only do things because they want something in return, not because of an altruistic aspect in which they do it because they're kind and generous. And then at this point he gives a scenario where he says, okay, well, we had this decision, which one would you choose? And he claims that everybody would choose the second one because as long as the other person didn't know that he was turning him in, they would go with it because they get all the money and power. And the first option, they'd be killed. They'd be killed because it would be either him or the family. So, but again, you could make the argument that at that point you're just forced to say the second option because you have no choice. You don't want to die. You don't really want, obviously. That's to me, it's not selfish. It's just the way you do it to survive. You have to survive. And maybe sometimes you have to be selfish to survive, But again, this is his theory or his whole take on things, and he's wrong. He's wrong. As a reader, I think he's just full of nuts in his head. That's all it is. But anyway, we have 2 more quick sections before we finish today's readings, and let's get to it. The power to end the earth will someday be within my power, and I want to be ready for that event when the time comes. It will be a spectacular moment for me, something that I will remember for the rest of my life. It may become the most meaningful moment ever in my life. It will be truly epic. So this little section just says, he's ready that once he accomplishes this feat, it will be the best thing he's ever done in his life. Destroying the earth is the greatest thing, right? Pathetic. That's why he's truly evil. Then the last section, it will become an interesting time for Earth. As soon as I arrive, things will change around the block. Now that I will be in charge of their lives, which will be at stake and in my hands. In terms of whether I will let them off the hook or destroy them, that will remain to be seen. Whatever happens, I will not regret it at all. After all, life is life. We are players in its own game. And that's the end of chapter 10. The end of it. So he basically, in this last section, he just says that even though he plans to destroy the earth, he may wants to give him a chance whether that's a ploy or just a way of him saying that even though it's going to destroy him, he's still gonna give him a chance. Like I said, it's stupid, it's retarded. There's no need for it. Why are you gonna give them false hope, basically? So this guy's, how this guy is truly evil. So, with that being said, we are actually now halfway done with the story. Like I said before in the earlier videos, there's 20 chapters. Well, we just finished 10 chapters. So, congrats to us. We just finished halfway through the book. And we already have 5 characters have now been introduced. Sycamore, Destructo, John, Ro, and Yama, which was formerly known as Code 2327. So with that being said, thank you for joining me on today's readings on chapter 9 and 10 of the Chronicles of the Universe. Now chapter 11, let's read it out. Let's see what chapter 11, the title says. Ro and the crew, danger looming above the horizon. What? So now, we will go back to Ro. But now, instead of just Ro himself, now he has a crew. And this is what I mean, now we have, and I'll just say, this will finally reveal the majority of the remaining characters. It won't reveal all the remaining characters, but it will reveal more of the remaining people that will be introduced in the novel. And this will be for tomorrow's reading. So chapter 11, yep, so done with 10 chapters, 10 more to go, and we will see what happens. So as of this point, we know that Sycamore is going to destroy the earth for sure. He's our villain, and he's not the only one going to earth. We have everybody else going to earth, so something's going to happen. They're all going to meet up, and it's going to be something epic will happen. Something epic will happen. So with that being said, just want to say thank you very much for joining me on today's readings, and I will see you guys tomorrow for chapter 11 of the Chronicles of the Universe. So take it easy, guys, and have a good night.